Ladies and gentlemen, the program is about to begin shortly. Please take your seats. Thank you.
Good morning, good morning. We are live for our Westside Transform Westside Summit. I'm John Ahmann. I'm the President and CEO of the Westside Future Fund. I am very grateful to be your host this morning. We're having a really exciting program. But for many of you who are in our Westside family, who have been coming to these summits, know that we lost a joyous team member very unexpectedly, and we had to cancel our last summit. So this is our first summit without her, and what I'd really appreciate on behalf of her and her memory and the spirit she gave to this event was take a moment of silence for Nicole Jones, and please think of her and her family. Thank you. So, one thing we always appreciate about Nicole was her joyous spirit and welcoming people. One of the things I want to do in that memory is welcome anyone who is a newcomer here this morning. So if you are a newcomer, never been to a Transform Westside Summit, please raise your hand. All right. You're going to get an envelope. The amount of your donation is up to you. Kidding. So I wanted to quickly go through our program, and I'm going to try to move quick. We have a full-packed program, so I'm going to try to move very quickly through my intros, but we're going to, in just a moment, as we always do, have a devotion grounded in Nehemiah, and Rodney Boy is going to lead that devotion. I'll talk about it in a second. When we finish the devotion, a real grounding principle of the Transform Westside Summit for our newcomers is we take the time to do self-introductions. And I'll remind everyone again, we want to get everyone to self-introduce fast. So we'll come back to that, but it's part of building community. And we have an amazing program this morning focusing on building the same house, advancing beloved community economic mobility in Atlanta. And we're joined, and we will be joined by the 8 Atlanta area beneficiaries of the beloved benefit, Atlanta Technical College, Big Brothers, give it up, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Metro Atlanta. City of Refuge, thank you, Bruce. We started our Transform Westside Summits at Bruce's campus. Latin American Association, Morehouse School of Medicine, New Life Community Alliance, Partners for Home, and the Westside Future Fund, with a conversation moderated by award-winning journalist Amara Walker. Yes, thank you for being here. All right, do you like to walk? Raise your hand. Yeah. Do you like to jog at any speed? All right. Do you like to bike? Yes. We want you on September 27th at Ride for the Westside. So come on out. It's a great event. We have Rose Scott as our MC. We're activating at our facility, 970 Jefferson Street. So we'll have an 11-mile bike circuit. We'll have a timed 5K that's an official for the Peachtree Road Race. We have we're really proud of it because every year we work to improve it, a heritage walk to learn about a lot of the amazing history on the West Side. So it's a heritage walk you can walk through the neighborhoods. We have breakfast, refreshments at the end. We have a lot of different activation at 970. And also, there's a historic church on the heart of English Avenue, St. Mark's Church. Many of y'all may know it. But we're also, during Ride for the Westside, having an event there and activating right at the historic church. So please register. You can see the QR code. We'd love to see you there. And to keep up on all that's happening on the West Side, we love not only talk about what we're doing, but all the collective great work is our newsletter. So if you haven't, please subscribe. And if you have ideas about that, please let the team know. And one of the things that is grounded in our work, and we had our 10-year anniversary last night. It was such a proud moment for all of us, and a collective moment, but we're grounded in restoration without displacement. restoration without displacement, and foundational to that is our program Home on the Westside. And our Home on the Westside program ensures that those with a connection to the Westside live, work, learn on the Westside are prioritized for our home building program. And what we want to do over time is now we're bringing more and more of our single-family homes online. And so one of the things we want to do, I think we're going to show some pictures. So if you have lived in the neighborhoods, worked in the neighborhoods, graduated Liberty Washington High School from the local HBCUs, we want you to apply because we also, as part of our program, award down payment assistance, part of the benefits from the what the benefit we'll talk about. So we have down payment assistance to help put people in homes, but this is one on North Avenue. Next one, please. On English Avenue, and many of these homes, and I know Dan has been a big champion of this, is formerly blighted land that has been rebuilt on. Next slide, please. Great. Next home. Great, I think we got one more. All right. Awesome. Now, thank you, and so thanks to the team at the Westside Future Fund. So I think over the rest of the year, we plan to bring another 14 to 16 homes online. Next year, we're after selling 40 homes. We have the land to do, we have the product to do it, but what is critical for us to do, that's why we're talking about this, is we need that pipeline of people that have that historic connection to the West Side. And I know I saw a couple. Raise your hand if you're part of our Home on the West Side program. So anyone is part of our West Side, Home on the West Side. Yeah, so if you want to learn more, Sean actually lives in the neighborhoods. Thank you, one of our big advocates. So thank you. All right, so now I'm going to transition to our devotionals. And we begin our meetings with the devotion. And I always read this statement to ground it. You'll also see it up on the screen. But it's become our tradition to begin our meetings with a positive, inspirational message from a member of our community. Recognizing that many in our community are driven by their spiritual faith to participate in the Westside revitalization effort. The time at the beginning of our meetings is an opportunity to share various inspirational reflections. While the speakers may articulate their personal faith, it's meant to be inclusive, inspiring, and meaningful with the story of Nehemiah as our guide. And there's really, I can't think of a better person, and he's done this before, and he always does an amazing job to give our devotion, Rodney Bullard. He learned about Nehemiah, I'm sure, from when he could first understand the English language, because his father was a pastor on the West Side, Paradise Baptist Church, a strong faith family. Rodney's had an amazing career. I have a long bio, but what is very special about Rodney's career, White House fellow. Rodney first learned about he knew about the West Side growing up, but he also worked in the U.S. District Attorney's Office. And with the U.S. District Attorney's Office appreciating what was wrong about what's going on the West Side, they've started a very important program to give people a second chance. And then along the way, Dan and Rodney linked up and started the Chick-fil-A Foundation, I think, right? And Rodney really, I know, grew that foundation, across the country and across the country. And when we started the Westside Future Fund, I was reflecting as part of our 10-year anniversary. When we first met Dan, it was with Rodney, and part of designing these summits. Bruce was a big part of that. Thank you, Bruce. But being grounded in this devotion. So it's a really special moment that Rodney has given us this devotion this morning. So please welcome Rodney on up to give our devotion.
Good morning. Good morning. Now, I know it's early in the morning, but we can do a little bit better than that. Good morning. Good morning. It is an honor to be with you all. It was an honor also to be with many of you all last night to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Westside Future Fund, and that is worthy of a clap and a round of applause. It does not escape me that we have been doing this gathering now for approximately 10 years as well, and that it has endured and that people continue to come. I want to read out of Nehemiah, and at the end of this, we're going to also show you a video that will bridge us into what we're doing. So, Amara, I may have you cue that video up for us, but I want to read out of Nehemiah because I've been told I don't have much time. And I'll tell you about the origins of this in Nehemiah at the end as well. But if you join me, Nehemiah chapter 7, after the wall had been rebuilt, and I had set the doors in place, the gatekeepers, the musicians, and the Levites were appointed. I put in charge of Jerusalem my brother Hanani, along with Hananiah, the commander of the citadel, because he was a man of integrity and feared God more than most people do. I said to them, the gates of Jerusalem are not to be opened until the sun is hot. While the gatekeepers are still on duty, have them shut the doors and bar them. Also appoint residents of Jerusalem as guards, some at their post and some near their own houses. I'll read this again for emphasis. Also appoint residents of Jerusalem as guards, some at their post and some near their own houses. Nehemiah often is talked about the rebuilding of Jerusalem. You think about the rebuilding of the wall even, and the bricks of the wall. And in fact, when we first started this effort, we had bricks that talked about the Westside Future Fund and had the date in which we were starting this effort. But here in chapter 7, it is very clear that the wall has already been rebuilt. In fact, if you go to chapter 6:15, it tells you the wall was rebuilt in 52 days, that they were on it. Right now, in this instance, they are protecting what has been built. They're protecting what has already been erected. I'm reminded, because John said it in the introduction, that I first came back to Atlanta from Washington, D.C., and I came back to the U.S. Attorney's Office, and I came back to a case of a lady by the name of Miss Katherine Johnston. Miss Johnston was well into her 90s. Miss Johnston was a resident of English Avenue, and Miss Johnston was in her home one day, and she was put upon, and several men burst into her home, police officers from the Atlanta Police Department. Ms. Johnston had a little pea shooter next to her bed. It was basically a shotgun house, meaning there was a door in the back, and right there was a door in the front. She did not know who was coming in, but she knew that she was in danger. She pulled out her gun and she shot one round. It went into the ceiling. The police officers shot 39 rounds. 5 of them went into Mrs. Johnston's body. As Mrs. Johnston lay dying on the floor, they handcuffed her. It would later be revealed that these police officers were not there in the capacity of being officers. They were drug dealers on the side. And in fact, they mistakenly thought that they had burst into the home of a rival drug gang. This story got a lot of attention. And at the time in which I had gotten to the U.S. Attorney's Office, we were prosecuting these police officers. And so even more attention was given to the fact that the wall on the west side was broken, that there was a city, Jerusalem, the west side, English Avenue, Vine City, that was in disrepair, that needed to be rebuilt. And so several of the corporations, several of the leaders, several of the politicians came together to try and do something about it, but frankly did not know what to do. It was only until the Westside Future Fund was erected was there a codified effort. And so now, 10 years later, we see not the completed wall, but we do see progress. We see progress that has occurred. We see a meeting that has occurred now for 10 years. We see a leader that has been in place in the person of John Ahmann. We see a staff and a board that's committed. We see that this wall is rooted and here to stay, that this is not just for today, this will be for tomorrow. But I came here to tell you that you all came here because you also on guard. And we have to remain on guard. And that we are the watchers of the West Side. That we have to be here ready to protect that which has been built. but also protect one another. So who are we watching? We are watching one another. You will get the opportunity to stand up and give your name and tell a little bit about yourself in a brief fashion. They always say a brief fashion. But that's not just so that you can be seen. It's so you can be known. And it should be so that we can connect and protect each other, so that we can be one community in this space. Because we all got up at the same time this morning, early in the morning, to decide to be here intentionally, on purpose, together. We also are watching this moment, knowing that in this moment, there is more division in our country, there's more division in our state, there's more division in our city than we have ever seen in any of our lifetimes. This moment bears watching. This moment bears protecting. All of what's going on you see on the news bears our efforts. We cannot be pedestrian in what is going on. And then lastly, we can't forget why we are watching. We're watching because God has enabled us to be here, and he's given us life, limb, and capacity to do something about this community, for each other, and for the future. We can't forget our why. Our why is not about bricks and mortar. Our why is about the people. Our why is about the legacy. Our why is about the history that has come before us. If you take a trip down Sunset, if you take a trip through English Avenue, you see the history of this place. If you were there last night and you heard T. Dallas Smith talk about the pride of this place, you know there's a why. But there's a why because there was a person. And so Miss Katherine Johnston is no longer with us, but they are Miss Katherine Johnston still living on the West Side. And so we gather to watch, we gather to protect, and I'm proud to be West Side proud. So God bless you. I have the wonderful opportunity now of introducing Dan Cathy. Dan and I have worked together now for about 14, 15 years. I was a young man then. I did not have hair. That's not Dan's fault. We both suffer from that. But one day, early in the Westside Future Fund's formation, Dan called me and he said, "Rodney, I think we should have a meeting. I think we should have a meeting on Friday morning early before anything is on anybody else's calendar. And I think we should do that every Friday." And I said, "Whoa." I said, "Dan, maybe we can do it every other Friday." And so he relented. And we started this meeting at the City of Refuge, and Bruce was wonderful and allowed us to be there. And we came early in the morning, saw all manner of traffic, some legal and some illegal, as we drove to the City of Refuge. And we hosted it until it got too big. And we hosted it until John Ahmann came on board. And then the Westside Future Fund took hold of it and made it better and hosted it here so that it can actually grow and breathe. And this has been a hallmark of what the Westside Future Fund does and the convention and the properties of who we are. And so I want to invite Dan up just for a few minutes, and then after that, my friend, Miss Amara Walker, we're going to have you come up, and I'm going to introduce you if you don't mind.
So Rodney's my big brother, as you can easily see, and it's just a delight to be here with you today and to continue on the message of realizing that to whom much is given, much is required. Years ago, as we announced that the new Mercedes-Benz Stadium was going to be under construction, moving from the Georgia Dome, and part of the justification for that was that we needed more luxury seats, we needed more caviar, we needed more corporate hospitality. It was a perfectly good feel where we were at, but yet the financial models of how you operate stadiums and professional teams and major events was being questioned on what I thought was a perfectly good stadium, which everyone else did as well. But what really gripped my attention is that while chauffeur-driven limousines and corporate entertainment was going to be elevated to a whole new level, that across the street on North Side, quite a chasm existed, where there we had people that were digging through a trash can to try to find something to eat. And just the picture of that really was a deep, deep conviction for me that as enthusiastically as we would support Arthur Blank and the development of the new Mercedes-Benz Stadium, that we somehow had to have an equal element of compassion for those that were across the street. The chasm was incredible, and somehow we together could step in the gap in some way. Very inspired by Bruce Deel that's here, whose family had sacrificed everything to minister to those at City of Refuge. Very inspired by John Ahmann and his incredible, remarkable leadership, where even though he's a Caucasian guy, but he's working in a predominantly African-American community, that people saw through the color of his skin to see the heart of genuineness and love, motivated and inspired by his Christian faith, which really brings me to the table. And why I'm here is because I feel a deep, deep conviction that we have to be here. I could sermonize on how this has meant so much to me personally. I would share the little story. I was reaching in my back of my car this morning to grab a hat. I got Chick-fil-A hats. I've got Trillith hats and so forth. But last week somebody sent me a white hat of this and a black hat that says, "Don't play it safe." And so I just want to encourage you that when you get to the fourth quarter of your life, you don't have to play it safe anymore. In fact, you can just go for it. I had a conversation with Jenny Pruitt, who was she was what I call the K-author of Atlanta. She was Atlanta Fine Homes, and we were meeting at my second favorite restaurant in Atlanta, the Varsity. And as we were there, she was about to have a birthday, and being a lady, she wouldn't tell me exactly which birthday it was, but it was a significant birthday in her life. And she made this statement, and I just want to inspire to see, do you resonate with this idea? But she says, as I'm getting older, I'm getting bolder. And so I want to encourage all of us, let's get bolder. Let's get bolder in the intentionality of who's in our database. Let's push the edges of comfort with people that are very different, perhaps, than we are. But let's learn how to have constructive conversations and to find the middle ground. And hopefully we're doing here at Westside what other communities desperately need to do across our very divided nation, that we can bring unity. I love the favorite part of the Lord's Prayer. Jesus taught us to pray, may we be part of bringing heaven on earth as it is in heaven. And let's make a little heaven on earth. I feel a little heaven on earth right here, being with all of my friends and neighbors who share a common concern of humanity for our brother and sister. So God bless us all. May we be courageous. May the work continue. May God give us the strength that we need, the resources we need to do the important work as lives are at stake in the very time in which we sit here right now. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rodney. Thank you, Dan. You really appreciate the remarks. Katherine Johnson, there's a park now in English Avenue, Katherine Johnson Memorial Park, named after her. And back to, Grounded in Faith has been such an amazing part of this journey for me. And Rodney reminded me, these neighborhoods have been some of the most violent in our city, life-taking neighborhoods. But what for me becomes the living faith is to see them become life-giving. And that's a resurrection. And so I am grateful for that opportunity and for your remarks this morning and long-time leadership. And one of the things we do about building communities to get to know each other. It's hard to love that neighbor if you don't know that neighbor. So we're going to take the time to do self-introductions. We always like to go fast, but we are really going to hit the gas pedal this morning. So when we do the self-introductions, the reason for this is that we all matter. We all matter, and we are all a part of it. So that's why we take this time to self-introduce. So I'd like you to say your name, quickly say where you could say, I live on the west side or where you work. I want you to think in your brain, John said 10 seconds. Remember that. John said 10 seconds. I got this mic in my brain saying, no, not 30 seconds, 10 seconds. Because we got to move. We got to move through the crowd. So please, we want to recognize everyone. We want to keep it moving. So we're going to start with you. You ready? The 10 second? You feel prepared? All right. Stand up. When you speak, hold the mic close to your mouth so it can pick you up.
Mike McClure, Organizing Director for Black Male Initiative, organization that is slated to knock 3 million doors for the electoral cycle next year, and we knocked 1.6 million last year.
Sam, was that Sam?
My name is Rejoice. I run a Skills First Hiring platform for youth, and we're supporting thousands of youth in Atlanta. I love this place. I love these people. They've helped me so much, and it just feels so good to be home.
All right, y'all. This was awesome. We can't do this through the, right? Look around. I know we all got something to say, but play 5 seconds. So we want to do name. Let's just do name. All right.
Pressure's on, right? Jerry Kiernan, AP Campus Insights Media.
Good morning, Danita Knight, President and CEO, YWCA Greater Atlanta, and bringing back the Phyllis Wheatley Westside YWCA next year.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Keith Renault. I am a resident of English Avenue. So nice to see the crowd here. All right.
Good morning. I am Thelma Renault, and I was born and raised here. Just in English Avenue, and I'm so glad to be here this morning.
My name is Matthew Coleman. I'm with VI Capital Lending, and I'm part of the Atlanta Black Chambers. Thank you.
Hi. Good morning, Neil Shorthouse, Partners in Change, Personal, Social, and Economic Upward Mobility. Check it out.
Robert Leach, Atlanta Technical College, educating and training people for over 60 years here in the community.
Good morning, family. Shadrach Kawi, Community Affairs Coordinator at the Atlanta Technical College. Oh, this one. I'm sorry. I'm trying to go that way.
What's up with that? Right. Good morning, everyone. I'm Valerie Madison, representing Microsoft and hoping to do community work with you all and keep our promise of social responsibility.
Good morning, Whitney Ward, Principal of CRE Endeavors, Multifamily Fund 1. My family's from Adamsville, so I'm part of the West Side as well.
John said 10 seconds. I'm just kidding. Good morning, my name is Bria Carr. I currently serve as the president of the Washington and Historic West Side Village, which is a condominium association of 150 units right here on the West Side. Happy to be here.
Good morning, Pierre Gaither, Chief Operating Officer for Big Brothers Big Sisters, Metro Atlanta.
Good morning, my name is Maggie Noel. I moved from Boston in 2016 to attend Spelman and fell in love with the West Side. Hell yeah. I'm a paralegal.
All right, my name is Deontay Lee. I'm part of Big Brothers Big Sisters, Director of Human Resources, Morehouse alum, so my ties. We're looking for a Vice President in Finance, so if you know anyone, see me after.
Good morning. My name is Sandra Bush, and I'm retired after 34 years in higher education.
Good morning. I'm Leila Gill with the NID Housing Counseling Agency and the Empire Board of Realtors.
Hi, I am Archie Emerson. I am the proud broker agent, a dedicated realtor, and I service the Westside Future Fund as one of the broker agents. And I've been doing this area since 1991. Thank you.
Paul Duke, Spring and Staffing,
part of Randstad, and anyone who's looking, especially you, my brother, we might could find that for you. There you go.
Hi, good morning. My name is Christina Dixon. I'm the founder and CEO of Greenlink Partners. We work with large-scale events like InvestFest by Earn Your Leisure, Bronner Brothers to help with programming and also scholarship sponsorships. Thanks so much.
Good morning. My name is Assad. I'm not with Chick-fil-A, but I do love some breakfast. I'm with American Terry Supply in the manufacturing business.
I'm Dan Cathy, and I'm part of Assad's security detail.
Sheldon Hill, Foreclosure International. We save homes and saves people's lives nationwide, 37 years.
Good morning, all. My name is Samira Ajani. I am a 20-year resident of the city, living in Mosley Park, and a friend of the West Side.
Thank you. Hola. Hi. My name is Keitra, and I'm the founder of Marty's Kitchen, and I wouldn't be here without all the help of the people here, so thank you.
Hi, I'm Ryan. I live in the Riverside community, and I work just around the corner in BioSpark Labs.
My name is Melissa Story, and I also work just around the corner in BioSpark Labs.
Hi, I'm Noriko Walker. I'm with Georgia Tech Real Estate.
Hi, Alexander Easterling. I'm the executive director for a youth mentoring organization called Athletes Mean Excellence.
Claude Gatlin. I'm with Atlanta Area Council, Boy Scouts of America.
Good morning. I'm Claire Jackson, and I have a real heart for the West Side. I have the honor of serving on the board of the Atlanta Humane Society and Paw Kids.
Hello, everyone. My name is Laura Janvier, and I'm really excited to be here. And I actually will be a resident of the West End, Oakland City area very soon, so I'm looking forward to moving to the West End.
Good morning, everyone. Such an honor to be here. I'm a designer from Africa, from Nigeria, to be precise. My name is Kokumi Africa, and I support entrepreneurs in Nigeria and across the globe. I'm here for a project, and you're all invited. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Krista. I live in the West End since 2013, and I am an education equity advocate.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Chris Hyder-Bardil. I am a proud resident of Washington Park and the clinical director for Families First.
Good morning, y'all. My name is Kai Harris. I lead community outreach on the West Side for the Southern Poverty Law Center.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Staphia Campbell, and I am Vice President for Institutional Advancement at Atlanta Technical College.
Good morning, Alan Young, native Atlantan.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Alyssa Padaway. I'm the development coordinator for Trees Atlanta, and we're based in the West End.
Good morning. I'm Mike Vinsacquera. I am also with Trees Atlanta, and if anyone in English Avenue sees a bunch of concrete disappearing in the next few weeks, it's because we're coming back to plant 70 trees in November. If you'd like to plant those with us, come see me afterwards.
Marty Benton, Special Assistant to the CEO of Frontline Response.
Okay, I'm Alex McBride. I am born and raised in the West End. I'm a climate and environmental justice advocate helping to support organizations. And I'll take Walter's time. I'm here with Walter Bennett, a business owner, professional carpenter, LLC.
Good morning. My name is Danielle Fernandez. I'm a recent return to Atlanta from Palm Beach, Florida, and I'm a graduate of Clark Atlanta University and a parent of a Clark Atlanta University student.
Good morning, I'm Greg Madison, founder of Standing in Awe Publications, offering biblical solutions for addictions.
Hi, I'm Joanna Madison. I am Gregory Madison's wife.
Good morning, my name is Anthony Bellows. I'm a longtime English Avenue resident, and I'm a Grady baby.
Happy Friday. I am an Atlanta native, and I'm Sherry Harge with Goodwill of North Georgia.
Good morning, my name is Dante Rameau. I'm the co-founder and CEO of the Atlanta Music Project.
Good morning, I'm Audrey Reese, Executive Director of Star C, providing wraparound services to affordable and workforce housing communities across Metro Atlanta, including Oakland City Westing Apartments.
Good morning, I'm Candy Faree, the Senior Vice President for Institutional Advancement and Alumni Engagement at Morehouse School of Medicine, and bring regards from our president who is at convocation this morning.
Good morning, I'm Jonathan Warner, the owner of Summit Line Company.
Happy Friday, I'm Tasha Ford. I'm a community engagement consultant and also Clark Atlanta alum.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Rochelle Gauthier. I am a seasoned marketing comms expert and a storyteller.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Desiree Jones, the president and CEO of Desiree Jones Co. Marketing and Communications Agency. And we focus on social impact, and we work with brands and nonprofits who are interested in doing that work.
Good morning, I'm Stephen Mucci. I'm a visual storyteller with Roadrunner Films.
Happy Friday. I am Mia Yehuda, the People's Realtor, founder of Crown and Currency, and architect of the School to Wealth Pipeline.
Good morning, everyone. I am Tatiana Elmore, president of Black Child Development Institute, Atlanta Tech alumni. We in the house. And I am a resident 20 years Southwest Atlanta.
Hello, good morning. I am Tracy Coleman. I am the director of Grow Montessori School that's located in the Asheville Heights neighborhood.
Good morning, family. I'm Tillman Ward, Community Resources of Atlanta, based in historic Vine City. And I'd like to thank the Chick-fil-A Foundation, Westside, Summit, and Rodney for the 10 years on Joseph Boone, which Dr. King referred to as Jericho Road. But if you look at now, it's made a difference.
Good morning, y'all. My name is Felicia Tucker, and I serve at Braven, which is a nonprofit organization that is partnered with Spelman to help those young ladies get their first strong job.
Good morning, Linda Adams, Vine City resident.
Bob Butler, Coldwell Banker Real Estate.
Good morning. My name is Broderick Thompson Smith. I'm the founder and CEO of Music Without Limits. It's a therapeutic music program for the Westside. Also, English Avenue resident.
I'm Karma Alexander. I'm a project manager and student of urban and planning.
I'm Dwight Frederick, and we do, I'm CTO at Granted, and we do data and BI consulting for nonprofits.
Good morning, my name is Cassandra Kirk. I serve as your Chief Magistrate Judge in Fulton County.
Good morning, I'm VJ Broker with my company, Lotus Properties. Continually excited to see the transformation of the Westside.
Good morning, I'm Malika Hakeem, Community Affairs, Microsoft. I'm gonna take a minute to make a shameless plug. We're doing a hiring event next Friday, the 26th. If you're interested, get at me, Randstad Guy and Goodwill. I wanna talk to you at some point this morning.
Good morning, Eric Gray with Catalyst Sports. We are opening the first adaptive bike shop for people with disabilities right here on the West End.
Good morning, I'm Banksy Okuchu, and I'm a strategist and architect at the architecture firm Gensler.
Good morning, I'm Steve Phillips. I'm an associate broker with Keller Williams Realty in town.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Taylor Walton, and I work for KPMG's Industrial Site Selection and Product Development team. Happy to be here today.
Sean Watwood, proud English Avenue neighborhood resident, went through the homeowner program. I'm also a Westside Future Fund evangelist.
Good morning, Terry Nichelle Bradley, founder and CEO of Brown Toy Box.
Good morning, Latricia Brown, Spelman College alumna, and I work at the Russell Center.
Good morning, I'm Ron Alston. I lead our not-for-profit and government banking team for Truist.
Hello, my name is Crystal Thomas. I'm the founder and owner of Tropical Express. We rent indoor houseplants.
My name is Naomi Green. I'm an Atlanta native, a resident of Howell Station, and work for Onboard as Director of Partner and Member Engagement.
Good morning. My name is Tyler Royal. I am a
resident of the Westside. I am a commercial real estate broker by trade. I am a proud alum of Lee University and the Pentecostal Theological Seminary, and I find myself serving nonprofits and faith-based organizations.
Good morning, Lamont Franklin, DeKalb native, currently reside in East Atlanta, and honored to be a part of the same house.
Good morning, Charles Merriweather, representing Goodwill.
Good morning, Nicole Dillard with Cadence Bank, focused on community finance solutions, and I'm a West End resident.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Cal McGarry. I'm a new resident to the city of Atlanta, and I work for a PNC Bank as a treasury management officer.
Good morning, my name is Valerie Williams, and I am the proud president of the Atlanta Alumni Association of the Booker T. Washington High School, class of 1982, and it's in my DNA.
Good morning, Denise Paris, Vice Chair of Neighborhood Planning Unit T, which serves Southwest Side, including Ashview Heights, Just Us Neighbors, and Morehouse School of Medicine.
Hey y'all, I'm Dave Martis. I'm the secretary for NPUT, a nurse at Hugh Spalding Children's Hospital, and also secretary for West End Neighborhood Development.
Good morning, y'all. Wendy Cooper, replant to Atlanta. So happy to be back and looking forward to being a Westview resident.
Good morning, I'm Andrea Smith. I'm the Chief Development Officer for the Latin American Association and a resident of the Westside.
Good morning, I'm Whitney. I'm the Managing Director of Grants and Government Relations for the Latin American Association.
Good morning, I'm Amy Woodson, Chief Operating Officer for the same house.
Good morning, Maria Supporta with Supporta Report and Atlanta Way 2.0.
Good morning, I'm Kim Estes, a fan of Westside, a former resident of Westside, lived in Atlanta for 27 years, active civic leader, moved to DC, I'm back.
Jeff Koski, KB Advisory Group.
Good morning, everyone. Michael Bryant, CEO, New Life Community Alliance, South DeKalb, and fast becoming a friend of the West Side.
Good morning, Troy Dares, work for Atlanta Tech. I am the program manager for the West Side Growth Program, serving English Avenue and Divine Cities.
Good morning, Sarah Vinson, Chair of Psychiatry and Behavioral Sciences at Morehouse School of Medicine.
Good morning, everyone. Marlin Harris, founder of New Life Community Alliance.
Okay. Amara Walker, good to see you all. I'm your moderator today.
She's about to take over the program. That's why we were like, thank you. I know you, did I forget? Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right. Save almost the best for last. Dr. Seals, president of Atlanta Technical College and proud Spelman alumna.
Yeah, I'm Bruce Deel with City of Refuge.
All right. Thank you for catching me there. Appreciate it. And, you know, thank you. I know we were trying to move through a lot. It's an amazing, amazing part of our program. What's so intentional is that we know so many amazing things we never will know about happen through connection. And so the intentionality in the room of us being together is why we take the time to do this, so we know how many great things have come from these connections. Thank you. I know I was kind of keeping it all moving, so thank you for bearing with me as we try to move through it this morning. I appreciate it very much. And I know we're on to our next part of our program, so I'm going to turn back over the mic to someone that's more professional than me. All right.
Look here, I'm going to do the same. So I have the honor of introducing Amara Walker, who is going to moderate our panel of the beloved beneficiaries. And I will just say this, if you all are not familiar with the beloved benefit, you're going to have an opportunity to see a little video and learn more about it. But if you have gone to the beloved benefit, I hope that we have an opportunity to do that one more time and to join together again as well. But Amara Walker, who is my new friend, I have seen her on television many times, but now I get a chance to see her in person. Amara is an Emmy Award-winning journalist who spent 11 years at CNN and CNN International as a lead breaking news anchor and correspondent. She has a much longer resume, but for the sake of time, I will leave it to that, my friend. Please.
Thank you. I don't know if is my mic on? Great. Well, it's really great to see you all, and I so appreciate the fact that we had that moment to introduce ourselves. Don't we all feel a bit more connected now? I feel like I know all of you. Thank you so much for having me, and I want to start this by saying that, unfortunately, I did not get connected with the same house and the beloved Benefit and Rodney Bullard, Amy Woodson, and the entire team until this year. And I say unfortunate because I wish I had known about the organization and been involved sooner. I've been so impressed and truly so inspired just by the passion and the dedication and the love that this organization and all of you have for your community. So, you know, as a journalist, sometimes I say former journalist, but I'm always in learning mode. This is why I have a pen and some paper, because I am genuinely interested in this conversation. I want to learn from our panelists and just to see the impact that you all are making. So we've got an interesting and fun panel in store, a great conversation that we're going to have, and I would like to invite all of our panelists up. Please take your seats, and we're going to go around and we'll do, I'll give you more than 10 seconds. How about a 20-second introduction, your name, your organization, and a one-liner of the mission of your organization.
Atlanta is a city of doors and keys.
5 years ago, I was sleeping in my car. Today, I'm a homeowner on the historic Westside.
Well, welcome, panelists. We will start with you, Bruce. Name, organization, mission.
Yep. City of Refuge, 28 years over on Joseph Boone Boulevard, and our mission is to bring light, hope, and transformation to our community.
My name is Marlin Harris, and I am the executive chair and founder of New Life Community Alliance. And our mission is to see to it that the love and passion of Christ is given to those who live in our community who are the least, the last, and the left out.
Kwame Johnson, janitor, mascot, sometimes CEO, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Metro Atlanta, but more importantly, I'm a defender of potential, and that is what our mission is, to defend potential of young people.
We've been serving Atlanta metropolitan area for nearly 60 years, and our mission is economic mobility, and we're here to help people get to being able to afford to live in the city that they love to build.
Good morning, Santiago Marquez, CEO of the Latin American Association. Our mission is to help Latinos stabilize, adapt, and thrive so they can achieve the American dream.
Good morning, I'm Dr. Sarah Vinson, the Chair of Psychiatry and Behavioral Sciences at Morehouse School of Medicine. Our mission is leading in the creation and advancement of health equity in the pursuit of health justice.
This feels unfair. I'm John Ahmann, President and CEO of the Westside Future Fund. Thank you again. On behalf of the great team of the Westside Future Fund, we have as our vision statement, how do you help build a community? Dr. King, we'll be proud to call home, reflecting he last lived in Vine City on Sunset, and I'm proud to live on that street now myself, and we're a place-based initiative on the historic Westside.
Wonderful. Well, welcome and thank you all for being here. Our theme today is building the same house, and each of you represents how you guys are serving Atlanta in just extraordinary ways. And we like to hear how beloved community values, along with leaders and partners like Dan Cathy, Rodney Bullard, Arthur Blank, how they are helping power your missions. And I like to hear from each and every one of you. So we'll go in the line again and we'll start with you, Bruce.
Yeah, sure. So being on the West Side past 28 years, obviously has been referenced a couple of times. Dr. King lived on Sunset and often referred to the beloved community. And so we're striving to bring those elements of belovedness to our community in many ways. And with Dan and with Rodney and with John and with the Westside Future Fund and with the beloved event that takes place through the same house, we've been able to connect with other great nonprofits in the city that are doing incredible work. We've been able to elevate our brand, and also the financial resources that come in help us to expand and enhance the services. So it is a collective impact collaboration approach that makes us all better as we move forward.
It sure does.
We've had much the same story. Our organization is in the East Side, but we have the exact same mission. We found that the mission of the same house with Rodney, of course, with with Dan and with all the others that are a part of this, this wonderful vision, it creates community, this idea of unity. You can't help people if you are doing it by yourself. But when you're doing it together, there is this power and strength that comes from it. And that's what the same house has done. And that's our heart. So the connection was very organic and real.
Same for us. The same house represents bringing people together. And if you think about it, that's what mentorship does. And also brings people together from different walks of life. I've met about 4 or 5 bigs since I've walked in here, and all of you all told me that you got more out of it than you put in. So that's what the same house is all about. Rodney Bullard is my big brother. Dan Cathy, the Chick-fil-A Foundation, we were one of the first grants. And also Arthur Blank was a big brother in college. So this is, you know, all about mentorship, and that's what we do. And in particular, in this divided world we live in, bringing people together from different walks of life through mentorship.
Well, same. Again, our mission about economic mobility, but the same house connection really need to amplify our message, to amplify the resource that we are for the city and for the metro area, and those concepts around the beloved community. And you can't live in a house and just let one of your rooms, be dilapidated, right? So you have to make sure that you're really addressing it across the board. And so being a beneficiary is really help amplify what we do. One of the things when I host people on campus and they go to the lab and they see all the great hands-on, they're like, wow, I didn't know you guys did all of this. And so I think part of the same house has helped us not be that best-kept secret and really helping the community understand the amazing resource that we are so that they can maximize all that we have to give.
Yes, and when we live in a world where some people are not seen as human beings, the idea of all of us being under the same house and being part of this beloved community is very powerful. And it means a lot to my community right now. And I would say this, what you have done to the least of my brothers, you have done to me. And that is exactly what we are all about at the Latin American Association, is trying to serve the most vulnerable in our community. And I think this exemplifies that. So I'm proud to be part of this.
At Morehouse School of Medicine, we go where the need is. We are a community medical school. We have served youth on the Westside for at least 15 years. As far as I know, we're the only child psychiatrist, physician mental health providers serving youth in this area. And the Westside is not just where our school is based, but it is ground zero for all of our community outreach and the different sites that we serve. And so our mission of going where the marginalized are, going where the forgotten are, is something that animates what we do and informs where we serve.
No, thank you. The Westside Future Fund, we were so honored last night to celebrate our 10-year anniversary, Westside Proud, and reflecting, Dan, pinning off your remarks, the Westside Future Fund was founded by many of those same companies that were Stadium partners and knew, led by Dan and Arthur Blank, something different needed to happen for these neighborhoods. The first thing we did our first couple of years was a Westside Land Use Framework Plan. I know many in this room participated. We want to hear exactly what the community wanted. And one of the things that I learned quickly was, one, people were tired of broken promises. People show up, ask what you need, and then go away. So the Westside Future Fund was really founded to be that organization that didn't go away, to resource the community's vision, to advocate for that community vision. And the other thing we heard grounded was restoration without displacement, grounded in that visionary, beloved community. And so we seek to kind of just manifest that in our work in these very historic neighborhoods that originally gave us that concept for our wonderful city.
Pastor Harris, you all mentioned this, that we can't do this in isolation. Collaboration is key. And Santiago, you mentioned something that struck a chord with me as someone who was a part of the news media and someone who continues to watch the news every day. And some of the things that we are seeing happen and play out are heart-wrenching from any point of view, from a point of view of humanity. And I'm curious to hear, you were touching on the immigration raids and just things that have been happening with the immigrant community. Can you give us some examples of how collaboration with the same house, with partners,
Sure.
Has helped extend your impact?
Absolutely. I would say that Rodney Bullard is well known in our community. in the Latino community. I mean, I would even say he's an honorary Latino. And Chick-fil-A is certainly very well known in our community. Gosh knows we eat it all the time. So you start with that, and you have a great brand and a great name, but it's also the spirit of love and acceptance, and it's based in fueled by faith, right? And so the fact that people know that it's authentic and it's real. Also, bridging those gaps. And us, as a community, we need to learn from the African American community. The African American community has been there, has done it. So one of the things that we're working on now, we have our new board chair is an Afro-Latina. She just started in July, and one of the things that we really want to work on, we've talked about this for years, is how do we build those bridges, right? And how do we actually learn all about nonviolent protest and nonviolent movement that can help change the world, right, as we have seen it. And so we're really focusing on building those bridges. So you got to do it with collaborations. In terms of the work that we do, we can't do it alone. I mean, we partner with a lot of people up here to be able to help our community get from stabilizing to thriving. So it definitely takes a village.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Kwame, can you expand on that and on collaboration and how it helps your organization make a bigger impact?
Yeah, collaboration is part of our DNA. We have a saying called bigger together. We say that quite a bit. And we collaborate a lot with schools. I'm embarking on infusing mentorship in scale across public education. Just imagine if every young person got a mentor when they went to school. And we're doing that because all kids go to school. Even the water boys go to school. Not all kids get to benefit from youth development, if we're being honest about it. When I was 17, I went to prison for my behavior, and a lot of programs wouldn't accept me, but I still could go to school. So that's why I'm going to schools to make sure kids get the services that they need. And coming out of COVID, Ms. Crooms, the principal at H.A. Russell Middle School, came to me and said, "Hey, Kwame, I love your program, but I need a mentor for every kid in my school building." That was 600 children. I could pitch to you all to be bigs. I'll probably get about 20 of you all to sign up, but not 600. So we created a new innovative program called Level Up, where we have paid mentors from the community working in schools every day, mentoring kids every single day. We have classrooms on every hallway. Kids can get daily mentorship. If they're having an issue in their classroom, they can come down. Attendance is up, discipline is down, suspensions are down, and we're now teaching 20 cities in our network on how to do it. So we collaborate with schools because that's where all kids are. And if kids graduate high school, that's the fastest way out of poverty. Because a high school diploma is not the end at all, for sure, but schools is where we need to lean into to support young people where they are, where we get to reach all the kids, not just some of the kids.
Wow.
That's right. And speaking of schools bridging the gap, let's hear from the two doctors on this panel, who, by the way, are all ladies. Can we give a round of applause for that? We'll start with you, Dr. Steele, and then we'll get to Dr. Stinson as well.
Well, definitely, I think this building on what Kwame said, at Atlanta Technical College, we really are looking at reaching back, not just waiting for people to graduate high school without a plan, but making sure that they're taking advantage of dual enrollment, making sure that they are understanding the career pathways that are available to them. More than 50% of our students come from households of less than 25,000. They can do one program with us and are able to earn $50,000 and $60,000. So that's how we're elevating households and making that generational impact. But it is about collaboration. When you have limited resources, you can do so much more when you work together versus trying to do it on your own. And so that's really our mission and our motto at Atlanta Technical College as we look to truly transform lives through the power of technical education.
Dr. Stinson.
At Morehouse School of Medicine, we have a Child and Adolescent Psychiatry Fellowship, and that fellowship has young doctors in training who are actually based in schools and providing services. But in every youth mental health clinic we have, thinking about their school experience is critical to thinking about that child's overall health. So we talk about social determinants of health, but there are social and psychological determinants of educational achievement. And that is key to how we think about the health of youth, because it's never just about their diagnosis or the medications or the treatment. It's about their community. It's about their ability and the support that they need to realize their potential. And we understand that school and education are critical to them being able to do that.
Thank you. And Bruce, I want to hear from you as well, because we were speaking moments ago, and I'm just taken by the impact and the growth of City of Refuge. Talk to me about some examples of collaboration that has helped you have a bigger impact.
Yeah, well, collaboration is the only way it works. We learned early on that none of us can do everything, so find best-in-class partners, bring them together with same motivation, same drive, same desired outcomes. We partnered with Westside Future Fund and John for many years, Atlanta Technical College, one of our main partners with our education program and our school on campus, vocational training partners. So to Kwame's point, education, high school graduation, critical. If they're not going to secondary education, vocation becomes critical, right? Livable wage, earning opportunities. So at City of Refuge, we offer vocational training in auto technician, culinary arts, cybersecurity, coding, security personnel, customer service, hospitality. Will actually graduate our first welding class at 10 a.m. this morning. So excited about that. You know, so if individuals have the opportunity to have a livable wage, there's a better chance they're going to have secure and safe and long-term housing, which means their families are going to be more secure, which means the community becomes more secure. So just trying to look around and seeing what are the pieces that we're not good at that we could bring partners into our campus, provide that space at no cost to them, and we move forward together.
Yeah. You are all leaders here. You're all leaders in your community. And we have seen how organizations thrive when leaders step in and step up. How have leaders like Rodney Bullard, Dan Cathy, Arthur Blank, or institutions like the Same House, how have they helped elevate your mission, John?
By example. By example. So what I love about an amazing Atlanta business leaders like Arthur Blank and Dan Cathy was that they exemplify what I love about this city as an Atlanta native, is that the business community, which in many ways doesn't have to do it, if you think about the fundamental, to turn around and care about the city, because some of the most pressing issues our city has faced have been addressed head on by the business community. And so, you know, Dan and Arthur Blank exemplify that as business leaders who have amazingly successful businesses, but take that abundance that they have generated and then think about how they can give back to the city. And so for me, being in the shadow of that example is an amazing inspiration.
Yeah.
Pastor Harris.
Yeah, I think that role modeling, being able to take the resources that these organizations have and these leaders have, and to leverage it for people that are the poorest among us. There's a responsibility that we have, that when you have resources, affluence, influence, whenever you have connections, that you don't hoard them for yourself, that you give them out. I mean, that is not only the message of Christ, it's a message of all faiths and all religions. This is what Dan Cathy, Rodney Bullard, this is what the Same House, the Beloved Benefit, this is what they do. It's not just enough for you to be blessed. Blessings aren't blessings until you give them to those who do not have them. And that's been the heart of our organization as well. We found ways to bring together educators, doctors, attorneys, people that are affluent, middle class individuals, and to bring them to the table and sit them right beside people that are homeless, at risk of being homeless, unhoused, those who are ex-offenders, and finding ways to say, you have this background, they have that background, but we all have the same background. Where's the humanity that we can connect and leverage our power for someone else's powerlessness? And that's what these leaders have done for us.
They're connectors, right? They elevate your mission. They bring people together. What do you think, Bruce?
Well, I think one of the key things, Mr. Blank, Arthur's been an incredible friend, so has Rodney for a long time. For me, the prime example is Dan. Met Dan a number of years ago, and Dan's obviously very successful. Chick-fil-A, a big corporate celebration organization in our city, in our community, and around the country. But the thing about Dan is when he came in and we met 15, 16 years ago, he didn't come in with the answer for the West Side. He didn't come in saying, you need to do A, B, and C, and here's your path forward. Dan came in asking questions. What are the issues? What do people want? He had environments like we have this morning. He's the one that initiated. Let's come together. Let's let the community talk to us versus us talking down to the community from our perch of success. And so I think when individuals who have been successful in life will sit down and become the learners, not just try to be the teachers, I think we all are better together.
They're great listeners, absolutely. Kwame?
So I was just talking to Rodney in the corner, and he said, Kwame, I'm going on this new station, love to have you come so you can recruit more bigs. So I think that's just an example of what Rodney, Dan, Arthur just do for all of us, is lean in and help us reach our missions.
Dr. Seals?
Yeah, I would add that it's about visibility. I think, Rodney's a great friend. His mom was an alum of Atlanta Tech. And so, just those connections throughout the city. A lot of times now, technical education was kind of seen as secondary or looked down on. And, all of us are four-year, or some of us are products of four-year, first-gen college student, all of that. But if I'd known then what I know now, I wouldn't have had the college debt or any of the other challenges. Doesn't mean that you can't go on to four-year, but I think they've helped to elevate the visibility of just the possibilities when you start with a technical education, that you can, in a year or 2 years, get a lucrative career pathway with no student loan debt and really get out making $60,000, $70,000, and then be able to go on to get that four-year degree if it makes sense, four-year career pathway. So I appreciate Rodney and Dan and the Blank Family Foundation for their investment to really help, again, increase the visibility of what we do and the resource that we are. We have capacity at Atlanta Tech. We're currently serving about 6,000 students a year, and we have capacity to serve 10,000. And so once we hit that number, I can retire. But I think it's about that visibility that they help bring as leaders, the example that they set, and really helping those to see that, Atlanta Tech is what we claim we are, but it's always best when someone else can say it for you.
When do you think we're going to get you to 10,000?
Well, my goal is 2030, so we got a couple of years and we're going to get there.
Got it. We're going to lean on the leadership, right?
Indeed.
For the visibility. Santiago?
Yeah, I'm going to share the motto from my beloved Notre Dame, my alma mater, the business school, which is business mind, servant heart. And that's what I see in these three gentlemen. I've learned a lot from being around Dan and Rodney. When I get to spend time with them, I just kind of be quiet and listen. They have a lot of valuable insight. I would say the credibility that they have lent to the LAA, including us, so I would say diversity, equity, and inclusion is still alive and kicking, and thank you for that, and thank you for including us. And so I would say this, we picked up one of our biggest donors because of Beloved. The first time we were a beneficiary, met the person there, and now they have become, to the tune of this year, we're getting a gift for $925,000. Wow. And so that has all happened because of us being part of this. And so thank you for your example, and thank you for including us in this.
Dr. Stinson.
And piggybacking on that example, I am new to Beloved and this, but I will say it is a reminder for me as someone who is always doing the work, sometimes with blinders on, that it is important to get in the room with other people, that it is important to convene and take the time to do that. And I think that has been modeled beautifully here. And when it comes to how we will benefit, we are a first-time beneficiary, but I can tell you that youth mental health is so much more than what Medicaid codes will pay for, especially when you have families who have needs that the system often doesn't account for or consider. And so when it comes to not just treating illness, but promoting health, we cannot do that without philanthropy and without extra dollars that allow us to meet families where they are and to tailor their interventions to what they need and not what the system allows. And so we are thrilled to be part of this family now.
When you see leaders like Rodney Bullard, Dan Cathy, Arthur Blank stepping up as champions, I think a lot of people are drawn to their authenticity as well. And I think when you're authentic about what you believe in. People trust you, they're attracted to you, they engage with you, and this is what brings people together. What we've heard today is that building the same house is more than just a metaphor, right? It's about shared values. It's about these partnerships that we were just talking about. It's about these champions who help raise our voices, help with visibility, amplify the work that you are all doing so tirelessly for the community with your passion and dedication. Together, that's how we build a stronger and more beloved Atlanta. Thank you for being here and being a part of this conversation.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm looking for what is supposed to happen next. So we're winding up. Was reflecting on that last question about the same house, and one of the things I was thinking about was the parable of the Good Samaritan, and in the parable of the Good Samaritan, how the Samaritan leaned into the other that wasn't supposed to happen, because it was in terms of that. And what I really love about the same house is it really exemplifies that. And you can just look around the room about how we are leaning into each other. And the same house exemplifies that. So I'm grateful for the example that Rodney and the same house have set and to be here this morning. So our Transform Westside Summits, if you're new, we'd love for you to come back. We do this on the third Friday of the month. So the next one will be in October. So please come back. We'd love for you to talk it up on the media so you can see our hashtag, so please talk it up. And please, our Ride for the West Side is a week from tomorrow. So coming out for a Ride for the West Side. Thank you for being here this morning. Let's just end with a big kind of releasing energy round of applause. It's been a great morning. Thank you.